James Kellett, double winner at Alton Park, pole position at Rockingham. And he's lined up alongside Callum Poynton, ready for the first 15-minute race of the weekend. The second row of the grid, James Robinson on the inside of the grid. It's going to be Luca Hurst to line up alongside the third row. Championship leader Stuart Lynn, as out go the lights, and a very good start made by Callum Poynton from the outside of the front row. Another good getaway in the orange car, Luca Hurst. And Hurst from the second row is almost level with the race leader heading into turn one. James Robinson is third, and poleman James Kellett away rather sluggishly in comparison. He's trying to battle his way back up the inside as they head down to the Dean hairpin. He does fight back, he does go second. Hurst gets forced out wide, but the race leader is Callum Poynton as they work their way down towards Yentwood for the first time. Luca Hurst, 55 in the orange car, up the inside, gains a pace, and running out wide is James Robinson. Ollie Chadwick, winner of race 1 at Alton in the black and yellow car, goes fourth, goes third on the inside now. And there's mayhem, look further back around the lap, and is that Stuart Lynn who's come to grief? It is. The championship leader, Stuart Lynn, facing the wrong way, on board now with Luca Hurst. Ollie Chadwick ahead as they head into Gracelands through the long left. The two race leaders absolutely nose to tail. Callum Poynton just up ahead of James Kellett. Kellett looking to the inside maybe at the Tarzan hairpin, and look in the background. More mayhem, there's another spinner. Charles Plumley has gone right the way around. He gets back into the right direction, but in the process loses a whole load of places. As for the race lead now, James Kellett is about to make a move against Callum Poynton down towards the Dean hairpin. Poynton goes deep into the corner, and straight through on the inside goes James Kellett. Poynton left his braking too late, ran too wide into the corner straight away. He's back onto James Kellett's case, looking to try to retake the advantage, but Kellett it is who leads the way. He's going for 3 out of 4 here. Double winner at Alton. Can he maintain this winning streak? He won races 2 and 3. Can he carry on then and win the first race of 3 here at Rockingham? Luca Hurst is on his toes. You're on board with him now, trying to find a way past James Robinson. Robinson doing a good job of defending here as the two work their way through nose to tail. Replay here of more fun and games down at the Dean hairpin. 32, Charles Plumley, who's already been in grief once in the race, getting involved this time with Mohamed Elshami. Turns him around. Both of them carry on in the race. James Kellett leads the way, and as the clock ticks down towards the end of 15 minutes, it looks as though it's going to be a third straight win here. He's getting away from Ollie Chadwick. The two of them fell out rather in race 1 at Alton Park when they leant on each other at Lodge Corner. But here, Kellett has scarpered. The gap is increasing all the while as he works his way through Dean. There is Chadwick, and Kellett's off. Kellett makes a mistake, and Chadwick goes back into the lead. What was a gift of a win for James Kellett suddenly changes because he outbraked himself, ran far too deep into the corner, carried too much speed in, and has given the lead back on a plate to Ollie Chadwick. Jack Minshaw's got problems. Broken suspension, smoke pouring off the right front before he gets onto the grass and parks it. Wobbly wheel syndrome means he's going no further. Kellett back on the tail of Chadwick, who moves across to defend oh so strenuously. Kellett gets squeezed down beneath the white line as they come across the line. This for the race lead. James Kellett fights back and he retakes the advantage, but he's made a mistake once, and has Chadwick got a problem? Having lost the lead, he suddenly slows. Look, the gap massively widens all of a sudden. Chadwick has got a problem, and now he's got to nurse it round seemingly for this last lap. And what's happened? There's a spinning car that he's got to negotiate at Dean hairpin, but all the pace has just disappeared out of Ollie Chadwick's car. Is he going to lose more places? Let's have a look. He works his way through Yentwood, but having been defending for the race lead, he loses out to James Kellett, and suddenly he just falls away. Checkered flag at the ready. James Kellett is going to come through to score victory. James Kellett wins race 1 at Rockingham. Ollie Chadwick is going to make it across the line for second, just ahead of Callum Poynton. And Luca Hurst here battles his way across the timing line to finish 4th. For James Kellett, it's now 3 race wins in a row. Callum Poynton takes his second, third place in a row behind a troubled Ollie Chadwick, but Kellett makes it 3 straight wins. Race 3 of the weekend at Rockingham heading to the grid. First though, let's catch up on what happened in race 2. Kellett it is, into turn 1. The race 1 winner leads again. Down towards the Dean hairpin on a wet road, and there's contact. James Robinson gets involved, and he's lost it. Round goes Guy Redwood. Nick Zapolsky up the inside, and he takes the place away from Ryan Hadfield. Hadfield charging, Zapolsky right on his tail now. The track conditions still very treacherous. Hurst closing up in the background. James Callett leads the way. Is it going to be 2 out of 2 for him? Checkered flag at the ready. James Callett wins once more. It's 2 out of 2 here at Rockingham. Callum Poynton second, his best of the year. And Ollie Chadwick comes home third. Confirmation of round 5 of the championship. Callett, Poynton, Chadwick the top 3. Ryan Hadfield 4th. But James Callett's on a roll.
It was an awesome race. Rockingham always is a bit slippy in the wet here, so I had to be a little bit careful getting onto the power to stop the rear end coming around. But both me and Callum have done awesome, and TCR boys 1 and 2.
Race 3 under sunny skies here at Rockingham, and the cars making their way round to the grid. James Callett, the man in form, very definitely, having won now 4 races on the bounce. He's on pole position alongside Callum Poynton, and he comes off the back of 2nd place in race 2 here, his best finish of the year. 3rd on the grid, Ollie Chadwick, the only other person to have won a race this year, apart from James Callett. And then 4th is Ryan Hadfield. Lights out, we're racing here at Rockingham, and the best start is made by Poynton, who just gets his nose in front on the run towards turn 1, but he's on the longer, higher outside line, and James Callett should be able to come back through on the inside line, and yes he does. On board with Stuart Lynn, the Demon Tweaks car ahead in the hands of Jack Minshaw, and they're 3, 4, 5 wide almost down towards Dean. In the middle of the leading trio is Ollie Chadwick, but it's going to be James Callett who leads, but he hits the curb and gets sideways. And the first casualty of the race is Alex Taylor, number 40, who has spun, and I think also you've lost Hadfield in that pack as well. On board with Stuart Lynn. Wide goes James Robinson. Lynn up the inside, gains a place. He came here as championship leader, but he's got to fight back, having lost points in race 1 now. Callum Poynton is ahead. Race leader is James Callett, and he's got Luca Hurst glued to the back of him now. Working their way through the infield paths of Rockingham. On board with Hurst, glued to the back of James Callett, the 2 of them, both graduates from Ginetta Junior Racing, running together. And there for 3rd place, Callum Poynton, having to make his car very wide indeed, because one of the wily old masters of Ginetta Racing, former champion Stuart Lynn, is right there behind. In fact, now he's virtually alongside, and so too is Hurst against Callett. Down to the Tarzan hairpin. Luca Hurst goes wide in. He wants the tight line out of the corner. He's alongside, so is Lynn against Poynton, but he ran out wide. Luca Hurst gets the race lead, but can he move across and just take the place from Callett? He can. Good driving by both of them. Callett gave him enough racing room, but Luca Hurst it is who will lead at the end of lap 1. Stuart Lynn has dropped places. James Robinson and Ollie Chadwick both got ahead of him. Stuart Lynn forced out wide, coming through the Tarzan hairpin. 1 lap in the book, and it is all action at Rockingham. The red, white and blue car you're looking at is Callum Poynton. Stuart Lynn is in the middle, and the black and yellow livery carried by Ollie Chadwick behind. Lynn gets a toe down to the Dean hairpin. This is for 4th place. He's up the inside. He's going to brake as late as he dares. Lynn goes through, goes wide. Poynton gets stuck behind him. And Ollie Chadwick jumps the pair of them, look. A little nudge between the 2 of them. Chadwick on the outside as they head down towards Yentwood, and he loses the 2 places he just gained. Back through goes Lynn and Poynton. Chadwick tries to find a way through, but Callum Poynton is able to hang on to the place. Round Chapman Curve, Chadwick goes the long way round, can't do it there. And look, because Poynton is defending, so Lynn straight away is pulling clear up the road. What Chadwick really needs is a safety car to bring himself closer to the leaders. Chadwick on the outside of Lynn, heading down towards Yentwood. Couldn't find his way onto the inside line and lost 2 places, but he's quickly brought those back again. Through they come. Callett ahead of Hurst, and James Robinson is oh so close in 3rd position. On board with Hurst now, looking for a way by. Now is this going to be an opportunity to make a move? Well, Robinson has got a double toe and gone past the pair of them, but he's going to run out of road, and Hurst spins. He's in too quickly. He's at the barrier, and Robinson's got nowhere to go. Luca Hurst is facing the wrong way. James Callett leads, and all of a sudden Ollie Chadwick is up into 2nd spot. Luca Hurst gets going again. He's been able to sort himself out. Have another look. Callett brakes for the corner, Past him goes Hurst. Robinson goes past, then thinks, I need to brake here. It's too late. So is it too late for Hurst, who spins. Robinson's on the grass and has really got nowhere to go. Chadwick turns out of the Tarzan hairpin now, sprints along the short straight down towards Brook, and it's going to be a checkered flag this time around for him. Ollie Chadwick is on his last lap, and it's going to be a second victory of the season. The championship is really becoming all about him and James Kellett at the moment. 6'2" Kellett still in second spot, but it's going to be a win, and a win by some margin for Ollie Chadwick, who comes over the timing line now to win round 6 of the Ginetta GT5 Challenge. Second will go the way of James Kellett, and it's Stuart Lynn on target for third place in the Optimum Motorsport car, and Stuart happy with that. Another good podium finish. Confirmation of the way they finished in round 6. Luca Hurst rounds out the top 6 behind James Robinson and Callum Poynton. Stuart Lynn's on the podium again behind James Kellett, but it's Ollie Chadwick, the race winner.
That was, brilliant. Obviously we had problems in quality with the diff to put us 6th, kind of in the danger area where, all bumps and closes into Dean. So it wasn't ideal in that race, being a bit longer, gave us more time, as in the first race we came on strong at the end. And it was perfect. The start was a bit chaotic, just got boxed around. Just had to be so careful not to do any damage. And I just, had to wait until I could get the opportunity to make clean passes. And then once I did, I was able to go on the mission and hunt the top 3 down. And the top 2 just sort of made a mistake, which I was able to capitalise on. And I was able to get James and just pull away, and it was just awesome.
So 3 lively races here have certainly shaken up the championship. Stuart Lynn finds himself dumped down to 4th behind Callum Poynton and Ollie Chadwick. James Kellett is the new championship leader. It's the first of 3 races here this weekend. It's a full grid round 7 of the Protar Motorsport Ginetta GT5 Challenge, with James Kellett on pole position. They've been lined up so that pole is on the inside of the circuit, although by rights it should be on the outside, which is where Callum Poynton will start, having been second in the qualifying session, ahead then of Ollie Chadwick and James Robinson. We are good to go then here at Silverstone. This full grid in glorious weather, about to be unleashed. Everybody is back for the warming up lap. We've got 32 cars and we're away and racing, with Kellett making a good start from the inside of the front row. Down towards Copse Corner they go, and James Kellett should be able, with that tighter line, to grab the advantage. Yes, he does. Callum Poynton goes second, and it's Ollie Chadwick's black and yellow car that's third as they round Copse Corner for the first time and make their way now up towards the left-hander of Maggots, then up towards the Beckett's S's. You're riding with Ollie Chadwick, he's third at the moment, and James Kellett wants to get away here as very, very deep into Beckett's goes James Robinson, and he's lost it. He's across the inside, there's another spin in the background. Look, more and more of them are getting it all wrong. Alexis Taylor is off the road as well, and I fear that others towards the back of the pack have come to grief. Let's have a look in a moment as the leader, James Kellett, with something flapping under the car, leads the way. He's onto the hanger straight. Red flags, yellow flags, 3 cars blocking the road. I was about to say that's because of the incident up at Beckett's. Well, we've got big drama. Eep is out of the race. Brian Ellery, John Wall also involved. And it was all triggered by others spinning ahead and then just utter mayhem. And I think John Wall came off worse. There is a restart then. Ollie Chadwick is on the second row of the grid. He's looking to the lighting gantry. Lights go red, lights are out. We're racing. Chadwick makes a decent start, not as good though as James Robinson, who comes round the outside of him, and Robinson grabs the place, in fact, on the run down towards Copse Corner. Kellett leads the way. Callum Poynton slots in second spot. The blue car number 3, Stuart Lynn, the former G20 champion, keeping Luca Hurst behind him as they round Copse for the first time. Heading up now towards Maggots, then Beckett's, and fingers crossed everybody will be safely through this time. So the leading car is that of James Kellett. Stuart Lynn there, look, runs way wide. He's looking for a way past Ryan Hadfield. Has he got the inside line for the final part of Beckett's? Not quite. Jack Minshaw in the deep-betweens. Car goes through, the multicoloured car, a mirror image of his dad's BMW in the British GT Championship in terms of the livery, and Minshaw gets squeezed up onto the grass coming out of Chapel Curve. Kellett leads the way. He's ahead of Poynton then now. In third is James Robinson's very busy liveried car. Fourth, you can see, is Ollie Chadwick, and there, fifth is Ryan Hadfield. On board with Chadwick, he runs at the moment in 4th place. He's actually worse off than he was at this equivalent point on the aborted first lap of the original start. He's got work to do down to the end of Vale. James Kellett leads the way. He's had 4 wins out of 6 races thus far. He stepped up from Ginetta Junior Racing, and James Kellett very much is the man in form. Chadwick won last time out at Rockingham. But here he's given himself a lot of work to do. You're riding on board now in the Zentek Motorsport car as he pulls to the inside there, tries to have a look at the inside. He can't find a way past James Robinson for the moment. But Robinson is under attack. The danger though here is that whilst these two squabble over third place, the two leaders can break away. Chadwick to the inside going into Village. Big gap for him. Is he through? He's got half the car ahead, but he's on the outside line for the next corner. Up the inside and into third place goes James Robinson once again. But Chadwick then gets a really good run up towards Aintree, out of the loop through the left, and he's done it through Aintree corner. Ollie Chadwick goes third, but look at the time he's lost relative to the top two as they head off now down towards Brooklyn. Nowlin makes his move, curve and all, clatters off the side of Hadfield, elbows out. Stuart Lynn seizes the opportunity and through he comes. Stuart Lynn gains the place. It was pretty robust, but it worked for him. So Ryan Hadfield mugged, and this is how the mugging took place. Look, Stuart Lynn dives up the inside. The gap certainly closed, but he was committed to it. He rode the curb, rubbed up against Hadfield. Witness marks on both cars, but Lynn through. Ryan Hadfield, I still think, has been able to get the best here of Luca Hurst, because although Hurst closed when they were squabbling, he's fallen away once more. He's not been able to stay right on the tail of these two as he needs to. As Hadfield attacks again, down to the end of Vale, Stuart Lynn able to claim the line, claim the place, and he loses it. Round he goes. Does he make contact with Hadfield? Hadfield certainly had to take evasive action, and Stuart Lynn loses it, loses at least 2 places. Let's have another look. Carries just perhaps a fraction too much speed into the end of Vale through the left-hander, and so the back overtakes the front, but then Hadfield, I think, just got away with that without being hit. Luca Hurst may well have grabbed the advantage and got past Hadfield as well. Up towards the line they come. The checkered flag is at the ready, and race 1 of the weekend, this 15-minute battle, is going to go the way of James Kellett, who comes through now to score a 5th win of the season. James Kellett wins. Callum Poynton does take second. Third goes the way of Ollie Chadwick. James Robinson is going to be 4th. And Ben Hyland here is going to win the second class in the race for the less experienced drivers. And he comes up, crosses the timing line, and he's 17th overall and a class winner to boot, ahead of Charles Ferguson and Rob Keogh. Let's have a look at the results of the first race of the weekend then. It's a win for James Kellett. That's his 5th of the year, ahead of Callum Poynton and Ollie Chadwick 3rd, from Robinson, Hurst and Hadfield to round out the top 6.
I had a lot of pressure on my shoulders throughout the whole race, but I was able to keep everybody behind me and bridge a bit of a gap and take the win.
James Kellett is dominant in the championship, pulling away from Ollie Chadwick, with Callum Poynton in 3rd spot. Stuart Lynn 4th, ahead of Luca Hurst and Nick Zapolsky.